What we do? Just getting a few things set in. I know there's a lot of events tonight. I know no one's gonna pull up. It's cool. It's the only way to do my own thing. Okay. Now, can you hear me? Check, check. Now, can you hear me? Check. Okay. Now, does this work? Let's see. Yep, I have someone coming through tonight. Makes music. Maybe y'all can hear this.
I remember everything, and I remember everything, but it's so strange, hey, but it's so strange being so far away from this actual time frame, where all I have is memories inside of this mainframe. Sometimes it shakes me in, breaks me apart. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, I'm living with regret and bad decision and never having children, maybe married. But these are problems that we all have at times. For me at least, I'm speaking from a piece of my mind, from a piece of myself. At times, too foolish, stuck inside pride just to say I need help. I can do it myself. I don't need nothing saving me like a safety belt. I'm on my knees, I'm begging, please, can you help me? I've been out here on the straight path, doing all the numbers, but it don't add up fast. Trying to make the cash, I'm on the move, 40-yard dash. Ooh, and the boys quick, got quick feet, known like Quicksilver. And I've been out here trying to do what I can, making the most with what I have and what I am. Just a man, nothing more, nothing less. I try to give you everything that I have in my chest, even though it wasn't the best, it wasn't the pinnacle. And sometimes I was just too far cynical, meaning never having good things on my mind. Negative in a way, on the road to positivity. Hey, it's all about your intentions. Use your thought power and you make your own reality. You gotta watch out, sometimes you attract a fatal fatality. It hit your heart to your bones, something you ain't never known, till you find your whole home broken down in shambles. And now you're feeling like you got the juice, got the power, got a couple guns. Oh, you feel like fucking Rambo? You gotta use your mind before you squeeze a trigger. Have you doing 20 flat? How you like that? Life behind bars. It's not a life worth living when you have so much more. You from the stars, and they put you in a cage where you can't ever see the nighttime sky. Think about that, my guy. They isolate you from the whole world, from this earth. God damn, it's like we sentenced since our birth. If you was black or brown, I feel sorry for you, child, in a way. But I'm so grateful today because you were chosen people, made to suffer. And I hate to say it, but there's no other way, my brother. You gotta suffer till you get to heaven's gate. And I know you hate that it has to be this way, but you special. I see that light in you. You just gotta brighten it, my dude. Fine tune, find your frequency, and adjust it frequently. It's always hard times when you're trying to get in touch with yourself. I mean the higher self. Escaping your problems, fixing reality. Sometimes off guard like fatalities. Heavy on your bones. And problem is the only thing you ever known. Find a problem inside of everything in every home. The only difference is solution. What you gonna do to reach this restitution? Living, walking inside redemption. There's more in this life that I have yet to mention.
What we doing?
Hey, Ron, let me help. Hey, you hurt my feelings, Ron.
Nah, y'all hurt my feelings. You know why? Cause y'all don't respect the code.
Hey, Ron, let me help. Hey, Ron, let me
You
hurt my feelings, Ron. Hey, Ron, let me help. Hey, you hurt my feelings, Ron.
Nah, y'all hurt my feelings. You know why? Cause y'all don't respect the culture. Y'all new niggas don't respect the game. Y'all don't respect where you come from. That's why the
Hey, Ron, let me help.
this is the last shit we got.
Hey, you hurt my feelings, Ron.
Nah, y'all hurt my feelings.
Hey, you hurt my feelings, Ron.
Nah, y'all hurt my feelings. Y'all little bitch ass niggas don't even fucking get it. Yo, shut the fuck up, Wig, shut the fuck up.
Calm down. I can't even troll right now.
Is that shit busting, Janelle?
Niggas lie, Lord, hoes lie, never speak the truth.
Okay. Yeah. The video that Rap Ref cut up from Snack King Cole's live, man, it's still funny. It's like 2 weeks old. Still sparks the creativity, baby. I'm waiting for my cousin right now. I don't know where he's at. Salute, Bunny, salute. That was I was playing one of his songs earlier. He doesn't put it on any like a SoundCloud or something yet. No, he will. Yeah, I know he likes this one. This song he picked out. I mean, there we go. Salute. Oh, that's highlighting my own comment. There we go. All right. Gotta get that. Got it going. Professional. Bam. Now just hit that StreamYard.com. Hold on, let me Yeah, there we go.
Cut me on the outside and you see me bleed. I'm only human, but they don't see me as equal. I guess this is me paying the price inside a holy communion. I keep pursuing, keep it going like the movement, keep it moving like some fluid, and I stay solid. What's the problem? What's the problem? Too many people only see the problem. They never use their mind, figure out I gotta solve it. Thinking problems, thinking solutions. I'm thinking, give me more than money, give me land, give me restitution. I want what's mine of my ancestors. Well, that's many and plenty. Fuck all this peaceful shit. Got enough for staying friendly. Tired of all these people suit and ties trying to befriend me. What's changed since then? Nothing. I still see chains only on your mind, no longer on your spine. You're trapped in the system, well, it's a prison planet. I know this been back in the day, well, this is how they planned it, and I can't stand it. A loose bandit, a loose cannon. But can I manage, with just the process, the rage? What can I manage? All the ink going over the page. They feel the rage, they feel the mind. What soak of knowledge? I am the sage, I am the bearer of bad news. With a man that's got a plan. At the same time, nothing more, nothing less than a man. I stand here, flesh and bone. I hope you know that home. Outside your home, out here with my broken bones. No king will walk without a throne. You gotta be crowned at some time. I'm taking the air while I'm walking through the air. You gotta be where, you gotta be there. You gotta be there. I mean, inside the moment. What more do you want from it? Well, this is life, it's always given the gift. That's why they call it the present. I hope you appreciate it in the present. Gotta have the questions if you wanna find the answers. See you dancing with disaster. The last chapters, the final master. Will you master? Will you master the stages of thinking, growing through yourself? Asking for some help. You can't do it for yourself. And living in the moment, all I got. Suffering from imagination, imaginary pain, cause I'm living in yesterday.
I know you see it. I know you feel strength to conquer myself.
Living in the moment, in this way.
Okay, there we go. Got it under control.
We in there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yo, this shit look tiny as hell. This small as shit, bro. Like they're just like two little baby icons just here.
Oh,
I don't have like a full screen. It's different. I don't think I've been on the StreamYard deal yet, so I don't know how to explain it, but All I
Mm-hmm.
see is two floating icons on here, two little circle floating icons, and then I see myself on the bottom. Like, there's got to be a better way, probably on my end, where I need to set this up. Cause I'm on one of my I'm on the other phone right now, so I don't have the full updated version of YouTube on here. Maybe that's why.
Well, does it still?
I mean,
It?
I can see you. That's not the problem. I can see you. It's just really really small. Like I had to get up this close just so I can even see like any facial expressions that you're making. Like it's tiny.
Thank you for the orange.
Let's see. Because it's so this is not by way of YouTube.
Well, it is streaming from the channel.
Okay, because I'm on. It shows me I'm on StreamYard, but the interface is not YouTube. You know what I mean? Like not how our other ones were. Like, cause that one was
Oh,
more like fitting.
yes. So the other ones, there's different benefits. So the other one I haven't figured out. That one is streamed specifically from YouTube.
Right.
One puts you in the short live algorithm. When you run from StreamYard and then you run it with your YouTube live channel, which is what I'm doing, they don't put you in that little live short thing that you're just on your own thing. The StreamYard though, it gives you access to, you see the screen right here, the topic screen or whatever.
Yeah, to the right.
Yeah, I can put whatever tab that I have in my browser, and kind of present it to the channel.
Yeah.
I could play I mean, I can't play any
You
music.
can have other tabs open too.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
I seen somebody do that in the YouTube vertical. So I'm pretty sure it's possible. I just haven't
Other
worked
than
on
that, I mean, you have more experience with the StreamYard and the YouTube than I do. Other than that, I know
not a lot.
Discord. I know Discord. You can do a lot of that stuff. How you talking about if you want to like play a video on the side and do different tabs, have multiple tabs open. You can do that in the Discord too. But then like you have to build you know what I mean? You have to migrate and have everybody meet in the Discord and all that.
Yeah, I've only been in the Discord before for basically allegedly certain events. You know, you know what I mean? You just got to
Yeah.
basically pay to get in the Discord. But yeah, I had we haven't done this one though on a StreamYard though, huh?
No. I think I've done a StreamYard, but it's been like it was a long time ago. But it definitely, I don't know, it was a lot bigger. I don't know if it's just like I said, maybe it's just this phone. I need to update this phone, but literally, like I'm just like on the top half of the phone, and like the bottom half of my phone is just like so much more empty. So I don't know why it's not utilizing all the extra space. So I can, yeah.
I think I get what you're saying, but you can see the full picture on the StreamYard. You mean?
No, not like I don't know. I have to send you a picture so you could see what
Mm-hmm.
see
Yeah,
what I'm
tighten it up,
seeing.
Jared.
So you see what I mean? Like this is all that I'm seeing, like right here, like little, like that's you, whichever one, this one over here, like that's it, like you're that small. You know what I mean? Like you tiny, bro. Like it's hard. You tiny, I'm tiny. I can kind of see the one on the left.
I think. Well, we'll see how this one goes. But I think when not that you have to play it back, but you could play back the first like 7 minutes. You know what I mean, or whatever. I think it'll come out okay. It'll look. I think the aspect ratio will turn out fine.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying for me personally, like I'm having to get up in the phone just so I can see you. You know what I mean? Like it's just blowing my mind that
Well,
it's time.
actually,
Like there's got to be a way to fix this.
well, I mean, to be fair though, a lot of people do this though. That's it. I mean, people, at least the people I see, or apparently I don't see.
Yeah,
They rarely like cam up most of the time they talk.
it's, I don't know. I guess it's just I got to get used to it. But it's like I can see myself twice. Like there's two thumbnails of me, like one right under you, and then another one. There's another me under me. Like it's just weird.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But
real quick, that just to make sure, because it's all off. I don't have Instagram. It is I of Ra, right?
yeah, there's an underscore, and then dot. So I underscore of and then dot after of.
Roger that.
So I underscore of dot Ra. There's got to be a way to fix this, man.
Correct? Is that correct now?
Okay, this is better if I flip it horizontally. I get a little bit more.
Oh, maybe that's what I hear about when people say go horizontal. Pause. They say that for the cameras is what I hear. I'm not on the shows.
Yeah. So that's a little bit better. So like the other thumbnail of me is like off to the right. So,
But the IG is right.
Yeah. You got it. Okay. So I guess the second thing. I mean, I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's going on. It's not like incorporated on the chat. I don't know if that's how StreamYard works.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if there's something that does, I mean, I'm literally highlighting every comment. So,
okay.
But
I'm saying like on mine, it doesn't. It says okay. So I got mic, cam, and then chat. Like I have to go into chat and look at chat, but then it takes away my screen from the actual visuals, so I can't see nothing other than the chat. So it's taking me completely out. I'm just trying to get a crash course on this interface and see how this thing works.
Yeah, no worries.
So we can get all these formalities out of the way.
Salute Trap Buddha though, real quick. Salute. Stopping through, bro. Dr. Dandruff, good luck October with that Camino cookout. You know what I mean? That sounds like a fun thing. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. Yeah, earlier, as you're kind of getting acclimated to the StreamYard and trying to get the comments down, I was playing some of your music. I played I just got done playing the Last Dragon theatrical version. You know what I mean? And then I was before that I was playing the Restitution. Those are some good jams.
I need to send you the bangers though. Those are just I don't know, I guess those are the mental jewels, you know what I mean? I know not everybody's always there for that conscious kind of shit, you know what I mean? But we got a little bit of everything.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think
you should lead with it, is what I'm saying. You got to feed the people candy. You got to give them the medicine with the sugar first. Before you give them the medicine, they're going to spit that shit out.
That is an approach, yeah. But I remember for the few that are watching, thank goodness there's someone. But I I made a short from one of your songs, which was the last song I played, the Last Dragon theatrical version. All I did was just change the tempo just so that the words could get more in a video. It was letting me make a minute video. So I just wanted more words to be heard in that shorter span. That's the only
Yeah.
reason I didn't raise it a lot though. And then that theatrical version though, that's one of your personal, like, I know you like all your songs, but that's one of your
Yeah, that's one of
go.
my favorites.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite pieces I've ever done. But it's only for the fact that that it's it covers, you know, a spiritual aspect, it covers a conscious aspect, and you know, I say the theatrical version because you know, me, the fact that growing up, one of my favorite movies coming up was The Last Dragon. So that is, if people listen or if people are into that kind of culture, you know what I mean? Growing up watching martial arts and all that too. Bruce Leroy, man, that was like a ghetto superstar to a lot of us, and you know, it's always been this synergistic kind of energy with hip hop and martial arts. You know, we see that with Wu Tang and what they did in the early days. You know, in New York, you know, they had whole theaters where you know they would just sell out because they were showing old kung fu flicks. You know what I mean? And at that time, you know, everybody wanted to be, you know, the last dragon. Everybody, you know, wanted to be the Shonuff of Harlem, you know, and then it gives a dynamic aspect, you know, of there's two different routes you can go to acquire a particular amount of power, right? To get that glow. There's no easy way to get it, you know. Um, so having and putting that inside the song, that's it. I mean, for me, that's like revealing like a piece of myself because that I put that together myself. You know what I mean? The snippets and all that for the audio, picking what will work and laying that on top of my vocals. Like I feel like everything tracks well, and it's I'm telling a story. I'm telling my story, which it almost coincides with the story of Bruce Leroy as the Last Dragon because I was born in the year '88. I am a dragon. So there's a lot of Easter eggs inside of it for somebody to unravel. I haven't done that for a song, you know, before where we're layering things with so many Easter eggs. So people would dig in, you know, they'll find a lot. But a lot of people don't like to, you know, to really do a lot of digging. They just want to hear the song. They want to bop to it. Like I said, that's why you gotta feed motherfuckers sugar sometimes, you know. But it
All
is.
sugar
It's
free.
one of my favorite ones.
I see. I thought it was just mostly tied because it was like one of your favorite movies. That's why, but I didn't know
Yeah.
there was so much. Yeah, and then well then so the last that song was before Restitution though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I was seeing not to get super political, nothing real quick, but I literally heard it real quick like a snippet. But that's interesting, you know what I mean, with that work with the workforce. He said he was trying to take away. I don't know if you heard that he's trying to take overtime tax pay away. Do you hear anything about that?
Mm, not that I know of. I think the only
Okay, never
thing,
mind.
or maybe what I'm hearing is the only. I think one of the things that I heard was for like workers. You know what I mean? For tips on taxes and things like that.
I
That
see.
was the last thing that I heard.
Yeah, because I could have sworn he was mentioning that basically he wanted to take away from getting taxed when you do overtime now.
Hmm.
So all the tax that you get taxed on for overtime, it's out. Is what he wanted. I was like,
Well,
dang.
good. Well, good for that. But I mean,
Well, not
there's
just
ways.
no.
There's
I'm
ways
saying, why do
around.
we have it there? Why they
It's
been
there
doing
because it's voluntary.
that? Give me that restitution then back. Yeah, all those other years I was working.
Exactly. So
So
that's
the
the
restitution song's fitting for tonight. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know, that's the other thing too is that
You know what I'm doing back.
a lot of the stuff, you know, that I do, a lot of that is, you know, the style is not for everybody either, but you know what I mean? It's for me because I'm the one that's doing it, and for me it's the therapy. So a lot of the I do it on the spot. So there's really rarely any pen that's involved. That's just coming, you know what I mean, straight from source is where I'm pulling that, and a lot of that is channeling. So once you get into the zone, right, and into your place wherever that intuition comes, your higher self, you know what I mean, becomes aware, then you know you receive messages, you receive downloads, and then you start to encode the matrix with, you know what I mean, your thoughts and your speech, and then you begin to create reality. But sometimes you create a reality that takes time to manifest, and it manifests in the form of the future. So a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is futuristic. You know, it just take the people time to catch up to it, because a lot of that shit is old. A lot of that shit's already 3 4 years old that I was saying, and all of it comes to pass. People wonder how that is. Well, I'm just in tune. Pay attention, right? Pay attention to everything. Pay attention to the sun. Pay attention to the stars. Pay attention to the moon. Pay attention to the water. Pay attention to animals. You know, most of all, pay attention to people. You know, but yeah,
Sorry. Dad thing real quick. My bad. Had to as you were talking right there, I was a little worried because I seen an icon thingy come up right next to the live button on the screen, and it was for the Wi-Fi. So on
cutting
the
out.
laptop, yeah, the laptop, the Wi-Fi's the connection there is fine, but the StreamYard one looked like it was kind of becoming
Chopping up.
unstable. So yeah, it might be chopping up right now as what we're talking about. But when you
No, you
always talk
clear. I
about,
see you clear.
oh, I'm pretty clear right now.
Yeah, you're good. I see you clear.
Yeah, I just had to scream at everybody to get off the internet right now for the house so I can.
Clear up
I
some
can
of that Wi-Fi, baby.
yeah, you know what I mean? Got the monthly bill coming in, and they always mess with your Wi-Fi at the end of the month. You know what I mean?
That's right.
It's not Halloween. I just want to wear my hoodie. Leave me alone. All right.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, I had a. What's really dope is that a lot of people in the virtual at least the people I like to follow, they're all really original. You know what I mean? Like there's a guy go Yo 2 Time. He has a channel, but his he does music and stuff, and he takes a very original approach. And then there's a guy Latin Pain, uh, super original from the Bronx, but you can hear like basically ODB off of him kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it like he's taking ODB style, but he has that like kind of like
Yeah, you carry that.
animation about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. In a respectful way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's always good to hear when it's that strong. It's always good to hear people's their influences. You know what I mean? Where you can already just kind of come and be like, yeah, I can tell you listen to so and so. You know what I mean? You definitely pulled a lot of inspiration. Um, you know, from them MCs.
Yeah, that Yo Two Time, he's a fan of Project Pat. You know what I mean? And he's heard of all the I've been on his chat for his lives before, and I've
And
mentioned
and and now it's project. It's Pastor Project Pat.
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
My
He
correction.
done came full circle, which it makes sense because his father was a Baptist pastor.
My
So
correction then. My
yeah,
bad.
yeah. But he's been doing a lot of work. He's been doing work for years, going to the penitentiaries and preaching the gospel in the penitentiaries. And I think he's working on getting his own ministry going on now. So that's really dope to see an individual like Project Pat and the way that he came up and the things that he was rapping about and the life that he had to live and then coming full circle and then going back and preaching the word, because I think ultimately as an MC, if that's your gift to gab, then the highest gift is to preach the gospel. Do you know what I mean? It has to be to speak about the word of God. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because everything else
Yeah.
is cool with piecing the words together and all that. I mean, that's all cool and well, but you know what I mean? That all pales into comparison. You know what I'm saying, to the Almighty. So, first and foremost.
No, absolutely. If you have if you're creating and you're doing that, it's, not to be preachy to other people, but it's pretty important that, those things are dedicated to things that are bigger than yourself.
Yeah.
Um, Not really sure what everyone's belief system is out there. Yeah, I mean, I was just mostly kind of I wanted to. I've had the opportunity to have Yo Two Time on one of these lives before, and I'm just like a big fan. So this is like dope that get to kind of just hang out real quick, pause in here, and I'm a big fan of your music too. Um,
Yeah, appreciate it.
and it's just dope, you know what I mean? And just I thought that it's funny. The last time Yo was here, he uh, he pulls up the Antarctic wall, okay, and then through the live, we're just going through the whole new map because there's a way different map than what we're shown or whatever from what he was saying. And I think it'll be interesting tonight. I let that one kind of just flow, you know what I mean? Just kind of let it, all right, whatever, let's check it out or whatever. But tonight I did have a few things in mind. And it wasn't nothing political, nothing like that. It was just, well, I mean, I guess it's a little political when it comes to discussing history, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And where some of those point of views come from. I know you're not a big fan of this channel because I never hear you mention anything about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, but this is
I checked out a little bit of it earlier.
to not be
It is super
politically.
long.
It is, but those are all his interviews.
Yeah.
But that's how these. I mean, this is literally like their thinking processes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's interesting. It doesn't have to be agreed on. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I'm
whoops.
definitely have to check out more of him. Ed Barnhart.
No, well, what it was that he was going through. It's fascinating that he did a whole thing about the Mayan culture and the Incas and Central America, and it's just interesting their perspective take. That's all.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll have to definitely check it out so I can see what he's laying down.
Oh, we what is that phrase? We got time. I got time right now, right?
Yeah.
So I got a few areas I thought were okay. So let's see.
So I wish I was had some time. Um, Not wish that I had some time. I wish I had my books from back home. I got a couple of books on indigenous cultures.
Well, maybe this will spark something.
Let's see. What's he talking
But
about?
and mind you, typically people don't do this because, when they do content from other channels, they can get like, strike. But my channel's too small. Doesn't even make money. So it's like, what's the point of striking my channel? But anywho, let's get into it. Yeah, Eric.
Ain't got no sound.
Oh, wait.
I mean, I could read the subtitles, but
Can
with
you
the
hear that though? Did the
no,
volume go up?
no, I read
You
the
can't hear it.
subtitles.
One second.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear that? Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, that one's not playing.
Well, just let it run with the subtitles. I'll read it. Be a little bit more
Okay.
engaging then if I have to read it.
Let's see if
Yeah, so I made it to the point where he was saying like he didn't think Atlantis existed. It probably got blown away if it did existed by a volcano because of what I mean the I don't there's a better word to use, but the residue, you know what I mean, the rock and how far it blasts that it was found on so far away. So that's about as far as I got to it, and then I got time to get on the stream over here.
well, part of it is he was saying the they were going through the origins of the Olmecs
Mm-hmm.
and trying to define like, well, how do you, because he said something interesting in it, is that they said they had to keep pushing the dates back. They have to keep pushing dates back.
Yeah, they don't know. None of them
Um,
know.
I mean, they know, but they don't want to give us the correct numbers because
Why would they?
exactly, and most people would take that as like hypercriticism, be like, well, you can't take everything as conspiracy, but it's like
I
the
just take
case.
it as who's giving me the information. You know what I mean? That's what I take it as. Is you already know. You know my stance on it is. So many people been in control of information that they've given us, and once there's another avenue of other information that's been actually given by indigenous people that lived on the land, that are descendants of the land, and when they come and talk about it, people act like they don't have no validity to what they're saying, but they come from the land. It's in their blood. You know what I mean? You can feel it when you walk on the soil, when you're barefooted. You can feel the connection. These people don't have that connection here because they're not loyal to the soil. They're not from here. So all they can ever do is just be an outside observer. You know what I mean? Observing, and that's what a historian does. Essentially they are an observer of time that has elapsed. But when you have that blood running through you and you're loyal to the soil, it hits you a lot differently because you feel what they're striving to understand. You know what I'm saying? Because they're studying us. They put us in museums and tour us all around the world. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? Like when are they going to put Queen Elizabeth on a world tour? They're not, because it's disrespectful. But they can put other kings and queens all around the world, right? Take their headdresses, take their swords, take their shields,
take their banners, take their codexes, and send them all around the world to make money off of it. You know what I mean? That's the stuff that I have a problem with. But they don't talk about those kind of things, which are actually happening, right? Like the fact that Austria has the headdress of Montezuma and they refuse to give it back. And then they told Mexico, oh, well, we'll send you the replica because we think it's too precious that it'll get damaged during shipping. Why does Austria have Montezuma's headdress? Things like that. You know what I mean? And if the and I'm kind of going off a little tangent, but I gotta get this out. You know what I mean? It's like the only reason that the pyramids are not in a damn museum is because they're just too damn heavy. Otherwise, they take them too. Like, why do you think they booby trap everything for grave diggers, for those kind of people? Maybe not that gentleman right there in specific. I don't know him, but you know what I mean. For people that go in and try to rob and steal other people's culture, or you know what I mean, just want to take from them, whether it's their minerals, you know what I mean. Like, that's the stuff that I got problem with.
No, yeah, that's I'm definitely in agreement with that. You know what I mean? But the area real quick when you mentioned, you know, they would put pyramids in a museum if they could. The interview when they were discussing Egyptian pyramids, right? They said that they're pretty much located majority of the pyramids in that region, and it's like 140, right? I could be off with the number, but that 100 number is not really the important part, right? It's in the hundreds. Over there in Central America,
They have more.
thousands.
They have more.
No,
So
no, no.
this is where the other thing goes.
No,
into
hold on. No.
that-
He
Yeah.
said it. He said it himself. He said thousands, and then
Easily. There's
he's
more
surmising.
pyramids on the Northern American continent than there is on any place on Earth.
Well, guess what? But that it was part of the reason I wanted to pull his video up was because guess what he surmised what all those pyramids' significance was, what they used them for. I'll just say it out loud. Graveyards. They were only using it to put corpses in it.
I heard otherwise.
It's just to label this whole significance of the mathematics it took to put it together,
the
equipment,
galactic
everything.
alignment,
everything, and you just call it, oh, it's a grave site.
It's a grave site.
But you don't know what it is, though, right? Yeah, but it's definitely a grave site. But you don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they would, but he wouldn't tell you that under Teotihuacan that there was a liquid pool of mercury that was beneath it that would generate energy. That's the shit that they don't talk about.
Well, see, there you go. That none of
That's
that was mentioned.
They're not talking about. They're not talking about etheric energy. Why would they? Why would they let you know how advanced so-called primitive people were? Like, this is just.
And that was a bit like, I don't know. I'm not even going to say disappointed anymore at this point, but he's an archaeologist that wanted to study Central American history, and they're all described as primitive.
Of course they are. So
the thing about that are worshiping snake gods that want to cut your heads off.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything's, savage, and everything's, I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely have their
their viewpoint, of it all. And the thing about the archaeology thing is that, being an archaeologist is that you do have more, there's a better word to use, but in layman's terms, you have more rights than an average just civilian trying to go to an historical site because of it is protected, right? Um, by that nation. So as an archaeologist, or yeah, usually as an archaeologist, you can get into the Vatican. They're just not letting random people get into the Vatican. There might be some kind of special events that they put on where maybe they pay a couple of dollars, but it's usually for a particular area where maybe they're invited to, and then that's it. Archaeologists and historians can go in and they get, more access, is what I'm saying. They get more access just than the typical person because of that accredited position that they have. But typically, what does that go to? You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at, okay, the next thing is, well, who's your teacher? Who taught you? That's my next thing, right? Who's your teacher? Who taught you? Where'd you get educated at? You know,
Well,
those are the things that I need to know, because a lot of these prestigious schools, they're associated with secret societies. I need to know if I'm talking to somebody that's initiated into a higher, form of thinking, or some kind of society that's taking a pledge to hide this knowledge from the average person because they're not initiated, right? Maybe because they're not a Rosicrucian, so they're not going to give you particular information because you're not an initiate.
Mm-hmm.
They gatekeep. They gatekeep information, but it's just so crazy that they gatekeep information. But it's like, who taught you that information? Where did you get that information originally? And a lot of them, some of them don't know. The lower levels, they don't even know where they got it from. The hires, they know where they got it from. If you're talking to a 32nd or a 33-degree Mason, he knows where that information come from. Maybe the lower ranked Masons, they don't know where that information come from. And they're perpetrating. They stole somebody else's history and rocking like it's their history and pretending like it's theirs. It's not.
Well, I was like initially when I was hitting you up for mentioning I was about 18 minutes into it. It's still kind of the same story um, with the history, with Central America pretty much just having their own origin point, and then once again for North America, the origin point is the Bering Strait.
Mm-hmm.
It's that explanation again. So, and like I said, that was like towards the beginning. So what I'm trying to get at is that, as the stream says, this is from a fan view of what was being talked about on here. So I'm a bit confused then with, that's a drastic change of possible information of North America being a pivotal origin point versus
Absolutely.
people having to come over, and now it's
Well,
just
you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it from the standpoint that, go back to and this is something I was having a conversation the other day with a young lady I know, and I was trying to give her a little bit of game, and go back and look at the oldest geographical map that you can find. Try to pull that up. Earliest you'll find is usually 14th, 15th century. You start getting a little bit more detailed, 16th century, so forth and so on. But topographical, geographical maps, they changed a lot
a lot of things, especially the sizes of the continents in relation to their importance, right? Bigger meaning that they're more significance, right? Europe is bigger than this country. Asia's bigger than this country. Russia's bigger than this country. Africa is this small. Like United States is this big. Like if you look at old maps, you really get things put into context. The next thing is, okay, well, before the oldest map that we have, how do we still have other ideas and proof by the science saying that there was just one big man last, that it was Pangea. So if everything was so close together, then how truly far was these initial places from each other? This is the origin point right here, from what I have found, right? Turtle Island. So the next thing that'll start rocking your dome piece to know that that this landmass that we're on, this Northern American continent, it essentially is Egypt too as well. And it's like, why would you say that? What evidence do you have to substantiate those claims? Well, the other thing, maybe that he didn't discuss or talk about is also, why is there 3,000-year-old ankhs that are being found that are etched in stone inside of Mexico? When we look at the date that differentiates between the Maya and the Egyptians, let's look at the date period, and then let's look at the geographical distance in between. So why are they finding ankhs in Mexico? And why are the structures, that similar to where their pyramids are precise up to 1/1000th of an inch, and they're galactically aligned with particular celestial bodies? Because they're grave sites? Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm just tired of these people gaslighting us into thinking that primitive Tenochtitlan, the floating city on water. Is that the map of Tenochtitlan? Pull up a map of Tenochtitlan. The floating city on water that was created by primitive people.
Oh, right. The basically that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the possible city of Atlantis, right? The actual city of Atlantis.
The
I
city,
would look it up right
floating
now.
city on water.
I don't know how to spell it.
Tino, just Teno. It'll get close, right? We have autocorrect now. Tenochtitlan. It's like Tenochtitlan.
I've definitely heard of it. There we go. I just didn't know how to spell Tenochtitlan. That's why.
Yes, it's
Or however you say it. Tenochtitlan. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It doesn't let me pull up it up close.
oh man, that's good enough. You get the gist of it.
Yeah, but these things are
When these people were living in the Caucasus Mountains, in the Caucasus region, off the caves, man. They weren't seeing this every day. That's not in their DNA. That's not in their molecular structure of genetic memory. That's in our memory. They don't have that. That's why they want to know about it. Genetic memory is a real thing. That's ancestral information, spiritual information, because you are essentially your ancestors, right?
Definitely the result of that.
Every day is an extension of yesterday. And here we are today in the present day. A lot of us disempowered, disenchanted, disillusioned, confused, because we're relying on our enemies to educate us. We're relying on an open enemy to educate us. Why? That's just a part of the system. And it becomes a cultural thing, and then it becomes a societal norm. But it's important to question those who are in authority, and it's important to question those who are giving us the knowledge. Because that's the crucial fundamentals, right, of critical thinking. Who, what, when, where, why. And a lot of us don't want to critical think no more. We just want to go with the flow and, oh man, they're accredited, they got credentials, this and that. Okay, but I have a brain too, and I can think for myself, and I can also research, because I also have two eyes, I also have a brain, I also have two ears, and I also have a mouth, and I also breathe oxygen, just like they do. I have the same amount of capacity to process data. But that's what I tell myself, and that's what I believe. So it is my reality, so that information comes to me. A lot of us are maybe barely coming into the knowledge, or a lot of us are still disenchanted, disillusioned, because their I say it's sorcery. Their sorcery is strong. You know, that's dark magic. That's the dark arts, baby. That sorcery is strong that they have. They're very, very crafty people. I will say that. You know, very crafty. They designed and built a whole system that kept people subservient. But times are changing.
Yes, they are crafty, but I also do think it's like crafty mixed with divinity.
I mean, they have a purpose. I want to say that they don't.
But outside doesn't, I'm not saying that divinity is wrong. I'm just saying, that's sometimes a hard area to, you know, because it's pure chaos,
Yeah.
and it's the chaos is now linked to divinity, and we know divinity is not chaos. Divinity is order,
Yeah, it's order.
and
So
but
they're here to do their job, and we're here to do our job. We just got to make sure we're doing our job and not helping them carry out their job, because
fair
we're
enough.
not them.
Hey,
We're not them. We are
I,
us. So we can't
I
pretend
agree with that.
like we're them. We have to act and believe like we are us, and play our position and play our role in this grand, you know, this grand orchestra of music that's being played. You know, if you a violin, you're not trying to shred and play like you on the guitar. If you are, you're living your life wrong. But who am I to say what people are? You know, if you're a violin, you want to be a guitar, go ahead and be a guitar. You know, but your notes are always going to be off key. It's always going to be off kilter, because you got to know your design. You got to know your design. You got to know your designer. You got to know your role. You got to know you know what I mean? Got to know who you are.
That part, yeah, I think it just felt like, I don't know. I guess in that time period, it's so it just feels like it's just so normal of an individual to have knowledge of self, but um, it seems like that's not necessarily always everyone's first priority at the beginning. It's kind of let me kind of live it out, figure it out, and then see what I like and I don't like at that point.
Yeah.
It's like
But at the end of the day, what's more important than knowledge? Because what you know can get you killed, and what you don't know can also get you killed.
no, I know I'm in full agreement. I'm just they
But that's
had
just the way. You know what I mean? We know the way of the world. You know, sometimes that is not the top priority. It's not.
Because if it was, then every state would be leading and competing for a number one position in education, which a lot of these states are lacking in education. That's why our shit's in shambles. Even statistically, as far as a nation, we're far behind other nations as far as education goes. You know what I mean? A lot of this younger generation, they're cooked.
Yeah, but
But
to be fair,
that just goes by to say that this is the thing where I struggle with too now. It's like, as elders, a lot of the people, they failed, because it's like there's no bad children, there's only bad parenting, right? There's no bad students, there's only bad teachers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at the younger generation, you know, you know, why is there such a high amount, a mass of, you know what I mean, brown on brown, and you know what I mean, melanated folk killing each other, or why are they, you know what I mean, is suicide so high, or why are people abusing drugs? Why are women, you know what I mean, prostituting themselves? Why is prostitution openly accepted right now? Why is it celebrated? You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that we should ponder on, and it's like, whose fault is that? You know what I mean? The generation before. And it's like, how did it get like this? That's the first thing we got to ponder. And then the second thing, okay, now we identify the problem. Now, how do we fix it? What's the solution? You know what I mean? Because obviously, somewhere along the lines, somebody failed. You know what I mean? But that's also like, we have to give grace to our parents, because a lot of our parents came from distressed situations where they were operating in a survival mode. And just the fact that we had food, water, shelter, they were like, they felt happy that we at least, like, my babies didn't starve, they didn't want for nothing, they at least lived a good life. And, that is an accomplishment inside of itself. But it's like, there was no knowledge of self inside of that, because they're also still dealing with their trauma, and they're also still trying to figure out what is life. You know what I'm saying? Just like all of us are. Like, sometimes we look at our parents like, oh, they're superheroes, they got all the answers. Like, no, they still struggling just like us. And that's where we have to give thanks and give grace. And it's like, man, life is hard, life is tough. Like, mom had 2 kids, 3 kids, 5 kids, 7 kids, whatever. She held it together. She always held it together. You know what I mean? That's the resilience of the woman. You know what I mean? Prioritizing the children by any means necessary, and make sure that they're am I using this word correctly? They're what's the word? It starts with a P. I know that prodigy, not prodigy, but they're prodigy, right? Their offspring. That their offspring is living, is going to continue the bloodline. That's their number one. Their number one thing. Mama bear is going to protect the cubs. You know what I mean? That's where the father comes in, and it's supposed to be the head, the spirit, because it's father, husband, and you know what I mean, God above that order. You know what I mean? I take my commandment from God. God give me the message. I give my woman the message. You know what I mean? And that woman give the child the message. Collectively, we can both give the child the message that would be the best. But we come from broken homes. We come from a broken bloodline, or broken natives. So that's what I mean. Like, these people, their craftiness, um, their structure, it has encapsulated us into their structure. You know what I mean? It's like I said, we're like violins trying to shred like guitars. That's not who we are. But that's the system that we've been placed into. And a lot of us try to fit into that system, and, think you winning. You know what I mean? Think you winning. And I'm going to have to send you something I just seen about, that I just seen about D Rose the other day, right? We know Derrick Rose, the basketball player, you know what I mean? MVP, Chicago Bulls. Seen something recently on him, and I was like, man, you know what I mean? Clap for that brother. Kind of the story, like, why he kind of like just like faded away. It's like, when was the last time you heard heard the name Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Like he was really supposed to be the next one. He was really, you know what I mean, one of the ones at that time, you know, coming up. And you know,
Yeah, he had a great.
he just kind of faded away. You know what I mean, from injuries and everything
Well,
else.
not. I mean, maybe from a certain perspective, I get what you're saying, but you know, for I guess in my
He was
situation,
one of them ones.
I'm a Bulls fan, so
Yeah,
I was keeping
you
track
was,
of
you know me because it was Melo, D Rose. I mean, there's a long
Wade.
list. You know,
Yeah,
Wade. You know, there was a long
yeah.
list that was in there. You know,
He
but I'm
he
saying he
played.
was an MVP. He was a superstar. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, for
He
sure.
was a
He,
superstar,
he
and the
played with
fact that he
a
just
lot of heart.
floated away. You know what I mean? But once you hear the brother speaking now, it is very interesting in the fact that why he floated away. And I say that to say this. It's like you know the society that we're in, you know what I mean? It elevates people and it puts them on a pedestal to do what? Oh, you're a higher standard because you're a professional ball player. Are you a higher standard of living, higher standard of human being than me because you shoot a basketball better than me, or you can run faster than me, or you play football, or you a rapper, or like all these things, bro. They don't matter. That's not our culture. This is just a plantation that they put players on, and they just grade players, and that's all it is. Like there's videos out there that you see these owners talking about their players like they're on a slave plantation. Jerry Jones being one of them. Like this shit is disgusting. Like there's a video that's floating out there around there. Why Jamie Foxx is there, I don't know, but there's a video floating out there with Jamie Foxx and Jerry Jones. I don't know, maybe Jamie was caught the video at the wrong time, but Jerry Jones was real loose on the lips. Talking about, oh, that's one of the star players right there. Yeah, he's 6'3", 225 pound, dick 8-inch big. Like, what the fuck?
Yo,
What the fuck
hey,
are
yo,
we talking
what?
about here? This is a NFL
What do you have his pants off or
billionaire
something? Or
owner talking about his players. He knows their every stat about them physically. That is what they used to do on the plantations. That's what I'm saying. This mentality hasn't gone nowhere. But these players think and they subject themselves to this because why? Because they're getting $1 million check. Because as long as it's individualism. This
is
individualism is
that
taken away from the collectivism of
is
us
that is that a real
together.
thing though? Did you just is that
I'll
what
show you
you
the
just
video. I don't have why out of all things that will pop in my mind, why I got to talk about Jerry Jones,
no, but I'm
the
saying
owner of
like
the
that's
Cowboys.
real. It's not like a meme. I'm saying you're not
No,
being
it's an actual
trolled. Are you
video.
being trolled? Is what I mean. That's what I mean.
It's a video.
I know, but
There's
is
video
it?
proof. What's that?
It's not like a troll video.
No, this is from the mouth of Jerry Jones. Why would it be a troll video? Why would like an 80-year-old man need to be commenting on another man's genitalia?
No, they have you may not be aware. I don't know of all the videos, but there are what they would call AI generated hoax videos. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Where celebrities will be like, "Yo, I shot a cannon from the Honda Civic," or like, and they didn't never said that. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Out of all things, I don't know why somebody would want to make
I'm just saying, I never. That's
a
crazy.
AI compilation or an AI voiceover for Jerry Jones out of all people. Like this
Oh
is not
no,
nothing. I mean, but I'm saying this is not nothing new that these owners of these NFL teams or these NBA basketball teams, like he's not the only one. There's many and plenty of them that are like this, that they have a fascination with these boys, and not just the fact of what they can just do on a football field. Like they into some weird shit. They just weird people.
It's all right, man. This is relax.
No, but this is real shit. Like this is not a part. That's not like how old is the game of football? That's what I'm saying, man. How old is the game of football? How old is the game of basketball? How old is the game of baseball? Like all of this shit needs to be obsolete already. Even rapping. How old is rap? 50 years old? Hip hop? 50 years old? Let junk it. At this point, junk this shit. Where has it gotten us as a collective?
Oh no, man! Come on, man!
Throw the shit away. You know why? Because
No, man!
because that is not what we have done originally. This is what I mean. People are violins wanting to be guitars and wanting to be drummers and doing all these other things that they are not being what they're designed to be. And as long as you operate in that capacity, you are misled. You've been tricked. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled by the
But they,
enemy. Because you get what? Monetary value? This is the crazy thing about it, right? This is the crazy thing about it.
that's how
Is
they were
that
made.
this is the thing about it.
That's what they were made for, though. They were made for performance.
They bred them on breeding plantations.
But they still do that low key. If you want to get honest, they
Yeah,
don't
they
need.
have D1 athletes. You know what I mean? You go,
They
you
all
stick
have
foot, you're gonna get bred with a stallion, and you're gonna have, you know what I mean? You're gonna have a
chicks and
specimen.
kids. Yeah,
But
they
they're
are. It's
getting
all. They
exploited,
do it.
is
They
what
do
I'm
it naturally
saying.
already.
They're
They do
getting
it naturally already.
exploited. It's capitalism, brother. They're getting
But
exploited.
I do get it. I do get what you're saying. But they get millions. They're
What's
spoiled
the point of
babies.
money? What's the point of money?
I don't feel sorry for them though. Is all I'm trying to say. They're a bunch of
I don't
spoiled
either.
babies.
I don't either. But this is why I inject Derrick Rose into this. Where if I send you the video, you're gonna see. You know what I mean? He's like, man, I got out. I got off the plantation. I got out of the matrix because I seen
Well,
it
he
wasn't
had
work.
jacked up knees.
But also, there's other things behind that too as well.
Yeah, his brother and everything.
You know, he opted out. He opted
Well, his
out.
brother was in the streets though too.
Yeah. Like this is
So
what I mean. Like all of these things, these are American. These are quote unquote American culture. That don't have nothing to do with art because that's so small, right? They always start from the like. They always have like a focal point where they want to start. They're not telling you how far history really goes back. They weren't even walking around yet.
to be fair,
They were knuckle dragging. They're knuckle draggers. They're
no, but
babies.
their origin of history of significance
They're babies. That's
starts.
why they're wilding right now because they don't know any better.
Well, their significance from their side of the story starts basically from Socrates kind of era
Mhm.
with the whole mathematics and all that stuff. But like you said, they don't teach who taught them.
Yeah, they were going to the you know what I mean the mystery schools in Egypt. You know they were going to the mystery schools in Kush and Kemet.
Basically learning the book of Thor kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like
Or Thoth,
yeah,
not Thor. I'm sorry, I was watching Marvel earlier.
yeah, like it's just it's wild.
Yeah, I just thought it was a interesting topic.
Getting
It's
back to the
definitely
getting back to the origin is critical. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
absolutely critical
Yeah.
because that's
No,
when
I
we
think
were that's when we were flourishing. That's when everything was maintained in order. But now we've
no,
gotten out of order because people don't, like I said, like how do you shouldn't have to tell somebody, you know what I mean, that it's not okay to dump radioactive waste inside the ocean or inside a river or inside of a lake.
oh yeah.
That's not something you should have to tell somebody. That if you are uh, a part of the land, you are a custodian of the land. You take care of the land because the land takes care of you. Like it's just wild. It's wild the system that they have set up and how they've gotten people to go along with it. And all of it's voluntarily. Everybody does it voluntarily. You know what I mean? Like they don't have a choice. Look at them pictures up there. Tell me those ain't dreadlocks, what they got. Tell me those ain't locks that they have right there.
Mm-hmm. He's the one. Oh, yeah. He was discussing that. He said when he was describing how primitive they were, he's like, at best, I mean, maybe they went through a period where they sharpened the arrowhead a little bit different, but other than that, they're using pretty crude tools. I'm like, yeah.
Pretty cool. The crude tool would be this, that the
They
fact
said
that
that no, but
the
hold on. He said that at best, what they did was just basically resharpen an arrowhead for their
that was already
technological advances. Like, what kind of fucking, pretentious ass?
it's a
We're
backhanded comment.
arrowheads.
Yeah, it's a backhanded comment. But he ain't gonna go to say that that was one of the only civilizations that was using obsidian. That obsidian is the
Mm,
sharpest object that we have, that it can split a molecule in half. That they still use obsidian for surgery, and particularly
see?
heart surgery, because those incisions heal faster than it does with steel. That's the shit that they're not saying.
Mhm. And as far as, at least in the interview, when you're giving this impression that these cultures came off as, even the Navajo, right, as primitive, they have, in his own research study, they have the cosmos mapped out. Now,
Mm-hmm.
just imagine the upheaval of that, though. Yeah, but okay. Yes, if you go outside right now, for most people, if you're not in a major city, you'll see some stars, right? The moon, all this stuff in the sky. But you have to basically stare at the sky the whole night to even start to catch that all those things are moving around you, above you. Or you get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying?
You know why
You know how intense that is, bro?
mm-hmm.
To just even just start mapping out stars in the sky.
It's a
And
you
and
know
and
why? Because
that's
it's a
primitive,
next
though. That's
it's a next
primitive.
level that's
It
a
makes
next
me
level observation. That is next level of awareness and observation, because once you become aware of self, then you become aware of nature. Once you become aware of nature, you become aware of what's outside of nature, right? You're paying attention to the heavens above, right? You're
mm,
looking at these celestial bodies. Now, water has always been a crucial factor, like for the Maya, they had a lot of running water. They had a lot of ponds, okay? Like little bitty ponds. They called them looking ponds. So instead of, I think we had a conversation. It was long ago, but I mentioned something like this. But instead of looking up, you know, water refracts. So they had looking ponds that they weren't looking up at the stars, they were looking down at the water, and the constellation would reflect off of the
mm,
water. So they would just have to look down at the water. There's no other civilization that's recorded doing that, having looking ponds. And this is the primitive societies that they are talking about.
mm.
So it's like, how does somebody like me, that just has some books, and has the internet know these things versus people who do go on podcasts that do have bigger platforms that are, speaking historical, facts about these civilizations, but they're downplaying their intelligence.
Mhm.
So
That's
that's
that
what I
part.
mean. You're
That part.
gatekeeping
part right there.
information and you're cherry picking of what you're going to give to already discredit this civilization to maybe new listeners, to maybe that is their people, right? To downplay the greatness of another people. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to do that. But I don't rely on them to tell the truth yet. But there will come a moment where they have to tell the full truth and all the truth. They will have to. There's no way to get around the truth. You know what I mean? There's no way. So they do that to make their people feel good about themselves, and they do that to make ourselves feel bad about ourselves. But that's what I mean. Like, I need to know who educated you, and what kind of you know what I mean, societies are you a part of? Like, you part of any kind of secret societies where you have some kind of you know um, initiation to where you're a gatekeeper of knowledge and you don't think these people are worthy because they haven't gone through the initiation phases like you. You know what I mean? Princeton,
Yeah,
Harvard, all of these places, they're like that.
yeah. I'm definitely in agreement with that part of the constant
Because I'll listen.
constant description of everyone from South America to North America. The history we hear of them is they're constantly primitive. I mean, even as far as the 20th century, when you had the Pony Express, right? The Pony Express, what was the most dangerous thing they had to look out for? They had to look out for those savages on the road that were gonna jump their mail and, take all their stuff. So I mean, with everything that was helped with the Pilgrims, you fast forward that a few hundred years to the 20th century, and they're just a bunch of people out there in the desert that are savages. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And
And then when you hear an archaeologist on a major platform like Lex Fridman, and he can give credit to thousands of pyramids that were built in the rainforest, and everyone else is just these arrowhead intelligent people that were just hunting buffaloes that came across from Asia.
yeah,
Like,
but then they don't ever
we have,
want to talk
like,
about.
what I'm really getting at is that he's an archaeologist.
Yeah, of course.
Like, that is, if
He should
not
have
the
a
centerpiece
moral
of, like,
obligation to tell the
knowing
truth.
exactly, of
He should
knowing
have a
his
non-biased opinion. Or he should have a non-biased opinion. He should have a non-biased, but also some of them. And then this is the other thing where bridging the gap would be beautiful to have, what I mean, the elders of certain communities to sit in the same rooms with these people, because you have to look your accuser in the face. The things that you accuse me of and my people of, we need to look face to face so we can debunk these facts. We can debunk these opinions. You know what I mean? We need to have dialogue. We need to have discourse where people come together, because that's where ultimately lies dissolve in the face of truth. They have to. It's just the way that it's designed. It's just like water and sugar. Water is older than the earth. Water is one of the oldest things in the known universe. What is sugar? Sugar is a lie. You put that sugar in the water, it's going to dissolve. So they have to keep those two things separated. But that's how delicate the lie is. The lie is only strong when it's by itself. But in the face of truth, it's like sugar, being put inside the water. It just
well,
dissipates.
I
It
thought about
changes.
this. I thought about 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 this too. And, they, I mean, they, what they're good at is giving you the truth.
Mhm.
They're good at that. They're good at giving you the truth. But what they're the best at is giving you the information you don't know about, like just completely avoiding the subject. So, just even from my experience going through public education, they didn't lie. They did tell me the history in certain points and different time periods. They didn't lie, but they also didn't tell me about a lot of things that went down that were really bad,
Mhm.
like really bad.
It's omitted.
So they you get what
So
I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they technically aren't lying. They're just purposely not telling you other things, so you can't ask a question is all I'm saying.
yeah,
So, think
because you
about it.
don't know to question things
That
because you're taking it.
that's
But
what I
it's
mean.
it's out there, but you're kept in a certain, you know what I mean? The roads are already paved for you, so of course you're gonna go on the paved road. Like why would a sane person take the road less traveled? Because the, it's the path of least resistance. That's what you want to take. The path of least resistance. The road is already paved. I don't have to worry about nothing. But once in a while, that person will go off trail and you start finding things. And that's what I mean. Critical thinking has been taken out, like outside of education. They don't want a nation of critical thinkers. That is not conducive to a society that just is here to make money and to keep an economy going, right? That's what we call, that soft depotism.
Well, which is also their tool they're using to destroy our, gifts is the
Exactly.
AI. Because at best, we express things you can see behind you in a creative way, and there's always some kinda order the way we do it,
Mhm.
um, and they wanna know it. That's why they wanna know our thinking patterns when it comes to building a video or, a whatever through AI, because those AIs are all generated off of keywords. So, like how you said, they don't have that thing where they just draw creativity out. They have
Yeah,
to
they
watch
lack
it,
creativity. That they had to
but
create something that
yeah,
creates
but
for them.
that's exactly what the AI does. It's just, monitoring and, tracking of
It's extrapolating our information and then giving it back to them. It's an interface for them
yes,
to extrapolate information from us.
yes.
Because the one thing that they're always going to do is monitor us. Because they've been doing it. Like I said, we're in museums, they study us, all of this stuff, they dissect us. I mean, everything they know about us. And they
Mhm.
continue to want to know and learn more. And, you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. That is just the tip of the iceberg. But also, like going back to what I was saying earlier, a lot of this stuff doesn't belong to us. You know what I mean? The games and all these are all Roman games. These are all Roman antics. All the way down to just to relations. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
Mhm.
people, women want men that are romantic. Like, why would you want Roman antics?
Well, that's
You
like
want
its
me to
own
go
line.
take you on a date and be romantic and then order you a Caesar salad? I said this English language too is encapsulating us inside of a spell too as well. Get rid of it. Throw the shit away.
It would be
It's easy to say and it's hard to do because
it
how else are
is.
we communicating? I think there's a
Exactly.
higher form of communication. You know what I mean? But then that gets into the other stuff like, oh man, that's crazy talk. Like knowing what a person thinks before they even do it, like telepathy, right? Just body language. Like higher forms of communication do exist other than just spoken word. Frequency is one of them.
Yeah, yeah, frequency is, you know
Because that's the other thing when
you
you go
know,
and look at those pyramids
it's
inside of Mexico, the acoustics of it, they travel.
They're built
You
like
know,
that for a reason too.
that whole chi frequency, and it is tied into something earlier we were talking about with the glow. I say that because it is real. You can, because
I'm gonna interject real quick. I'm gonna let you cook. That glow existed before Dragon Ball Z. Just to let you know.
yeah, I wasn't
Bruce
saying it
Leroy
wasn't
had the
or
glow.
nothing.
Bruce Leroy had the glow before Goku. Think about that.
All right, hold on.
That movie came out
That's
in
not where I
'87.
was going with. No, I
I
know,
was
but
saying
hold
the
on.
movie
That's
came
not
out in
where I was going
'87.
with it. I was no, I was just gonna say like yeah, body language is intense. Like you know how when they make that phrase like, oh, if you get mad, oh, he's heated, he's hot, pause. Or that's literally what happens though.
Yeah,
I've been in vehicles where I hear, you know, a call or something and it just gets me upset, but I'm sitting there real quiet and it can literally make the car warmer in the car. Does that make sense?
it could because energy transference is a real thing.
And I'm not saying it's like a heater or anything, okay? But I say that because I literally watch though as you could just kind of feel it come off of you. Like you just feel upset. It's a real thing, man. A real thing. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
energy transference is an absolutely real thing. 110%.
I think in a lot of ways though, we're not thinking of that stuff anymore.
No, of course, because we're distracted. We're entertainment, sports. You know, give them a whole bunch of shit that's not important to think about. Constantly distracted about stuff that has no significance whatsoever. You know, it's the things that I battle with too. You know what I mean? As far as just being and having a particular gift of just speaking. Um, you know what I mean with music. But also, it's like the world don't really need any more rappers. The world don't need any more baseball players. The world don't need any more athletes. The world needs more thinkers to change. The world needs more people who are solution oriented. Really, we need more medicine men. We need more shaman. We need more, pious women. We need more righteous men than we do need rappers. Not a lot of righteous rappers out there. There's a lot of them that are good and maybe, you know what I mean, they walk, you know what I mean, a thin rope here and there, but that's why I said it's like just entertainment. But what is that entertainment really doing for us? Where is it getting, us? Because the knowledge itself, that's what's really gonna get us, you know what I mean, even further. But, it's hard to always stay in that mindset. It's hard, and I say that's God body. It's hard to stay in God body 24/7. That form of enlightenment all the time because it's a heavy burden. Sometimes you don't want to walk around with that all the time. Sometimes you want to put it on a shelf and say, man, I want to put on this other, you know what I mean, this other persona on for a little bit because this other persona is too heavy. Because walking around with all of this, it's hard to find people you can converse with. But if you keep hiding those pieces of yourself, how can you ever find people to be attracted to that if you always just have it on the shelf and nobody ever gets a chance to read that book because you're like, now people are not going to understand, so let me just shelf it. I'm at the point in my life I'm tired of shelving anything. I don't have no, you know what I mean, capacity to shelf anything. What you see is what you get, and what you get is what you see. You know what I mean? And if we continue to shelf pieces of our personality or pieces of our intelligence, then we'll never be able to put ourselves in rooms with like-minded people because, we too busy giving the people sugar. You know what I mean? The world don't need no more sugar. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be liked by nobody. That's not my top priority. It's not my top 5 priority of things. You know what I'm saying? It's education, it's the knowledge, it's the wisdom. That's what you know what I mean. Ultimately, what I'm here to do. You know what I mean?
teacher, uplifter, humanity.
No, I believe it. Yeah, I mean, and
But it's
you know what I
hard. You
mean.
know what I mean? It's hard because
Well, like
you
you
can't
said,
always go so deep. You can't bring scuba gear with somebody that's ready to ice skate.
hmm,
You know what I mean? Some people are surface dwellers. Some people don't have the equipment yet, but some people are bold and they have the courage. And they say, "Oh damn, I know we were going on an expedition. You know what I mean? I know we were going on a treasure hunt. You know what I mean? In the deep waters. Let me get my scuba gear.
mm-hmm.
I brought my ice skates. I thought we were just going to ice skate. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
They do have the courage. You know what I'm saying? To want to get deeper. They do have that, sense of adventure about them.
Mm.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't have the
well,
luxury of shelving our intellect anymore to shelving, you know what I mean, to make other people feel comfortable because nothing grows inside of comfortability.
that's a fact. No, I agree. Yeah, that comes with that term with um, anything easy is not worth having. You know what I mean?
You
If
know
it
what I'm
comes
saying?
easy,
A tree grows in two directions. You know that a tree grows down and it grows up at the same time.
mm. Do you hear that little clicking sound though? Is that me?
Yeah, it's crackling a little bit too.
It is, right?
Mm-hmm. It just started to, maybe just a minute ago.
I know, right? I don't
If
know
this
why.
whole almost 2 hours in, it's been perfect. We ain't had a hiccup yet. While you get that sorted out right quick, man, let me take a quick little bathroom break. I've been drinking all this good water over here. A few minutes.
And my mic is jacked up.
I might have to check the battery on this bad boy too. I might have to switch over to this other phone. You got sound, okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah,
I might have to
this is terrible.
restart this.
Yeah, see, we start talking that real loud texture. See what happens. The vocals choppy.
Yeah, I'm seeing if there's anything I can do there. All right.
Get mad.
I'm not-
Get real bad.